And welcome into Elevation 5280 Sports and Lifestyle. This is On the Mark, Win on the Mic, and it is Mark Sexton, Michael Spillane with you here on this Tuesday evening. I know we're depriving you of your Sunday goodness, but we are here with you on Tuesday, scheduling conflicts, work, other work, stuff, family stuff, whatever. So we are here with you on this Tuesday evening instead for rendition number 3 of the podcast. Mark, how are you this evening?
Good to be here. Yeah, part of that was my fault. My wiring kept shutting down my entire house somehow. Finally figured that out. Gonna have somebody come out and fix that. So apologize for that.
Yeah, no worries. Back in the day, we couldn't hardly ever rely on technology when first getting this network started. So yeah, always technology, man. It's obviously gotten better, but yeah, definitely some highs and lows with that. Don't forget to go to all of our socials, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. This pod is probably better if you're watching on YouTube anyway, because of the activities we are going to be doing on the second half of the program. And so, yeah, you might want to subscribe. That's at Elevation 5280 Life. And yeah, you can follow Mark on Instagram, me on Instagram, and just hit up all that: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music as well. Yeah, so fourth time we were talking kind of pre-game chatter, Mark. Yeah, fourth time on this ankle that I have rolled it as an old man playing rec basketball. Everyone's like, time to hang them up. I'm like, it's not about age. Like, anybody's going to roll their ankle if they jump up and land down on somebody else's foot.
I couldn't agree more. That's not one of those injuries that is, it's not like if your hips go out or, you know, if things easily dislocate. That's an injury that could happen to the youngest guy in the game.
Now, recovering wise, I'll give you that. Because recovery-wise, it might take a little longer than, say, a 25-year-old. But, yesterday wasn't as bad. Today, it's a fat cankle. So it's weird because, you know, when you do, like, a workout or any kind of athletic activity for the most part, you don't really feel it the day after. It's always 2 days after. So, yeah, a lot more sore today, but it actually feels better than yesterday. I don't know what that means, the witchcraft and wizardry of injuries, but that's where we stand right now.
I couldn't agree more. I play beer league softball, you know, the old man rocking chair, the slow pitch, and I one of the guys threw it over to first because I play first naturally because the knees can't run anymore, and I went in to snag it, went in to scoop it. It hit my wrist right here. 3 days later, I didn't feel it. That game was on a Friday night. Sunday afternoon, my goodness, I felt like I could not twist it. I feel like I couldn't even make a fist. It was painful. It took about 2 weeks to recover. And, of course, I kept playing, which probably didn't help.
Yeah. Funny, my left ankle was actually a softball injury. It was 10, 15 years ago now, but it was a very competitive softball league where like people basically slid into first. So if you're sliding into first, you damn well know people are sliding into second and third and home. But
they want it.
Yeah. So I slid into second, and instead of my foot going up over the bag, it hit the bag and turned the wrong way, and you can just hear it pop.
Ouch.
Yeah. And you can still kind of see the after effects of it. So yeah, that was my softball. And if you talk about feeling pain day later, at a delivery job, you back up to a dock. I know this is boring to most people, but you back up to a dock, and I didn't put the dock plate down because I only had like one box to take in. I literally fell between in between the truck and the building, and there was like a mark all the way up like my leg. Didn't feel nothing the whole day. Finished the route, no problems. The next day I couldn't walk.
Oh wow, I believe it.
I tried doing one stop the next day. I called the boss and I was like, hey, I can't even walk. He goes, okay, come back. So
yeah, that's tough. Like you said, I don't know the wizardry the magic, whatever it is. But I'm not a fan. I'd rather feel it all right now and get it over with.
Yeah, yeah. It surprises you. It sneaks up on you a day or a couple of days later. So that's yeah. It is weird how that stuff happens. But we do have some sports to get into, and then second half of the show we will get into our homework that we were assigned last week, and then we're all assigning ourselves new assignments this week. With let's check the cinephile, still very weird saying that word, and then we'll get into what are you watching right now. Again, we don't have the fancy production yet, but we are still in process of getting that done. So we are getting into what are you watching. A lot of stuff going on. Obviously, the baseball All-Star festivities are this week. The WNBA All-Star festivities is this weekend, and we have NBA Summer League and stuff like that going on. And so what are you watching? Mark, where do you want to start on this particular list?
Let's start on the not watch list. Just frankly, and just transparency, just don't have anything really except for maybe one thing. So let's get that list going. Yeah,
I mean, you were even telling me yesterday, like, I put money on, what is his name? The Big Dumpster?
Yep. Cal Raleigh.
The little dumper. What is his nickname now?
The Big Dumper.
The Big Dumper. I literally, the first time hearing that yesterday, and I didn't know. But yeah, I mean, it is I didn't watch it, so I'm not watching it. Even though you told me about it, I still forgot it was on. And then I kept telling myself I'm gonna switch it on and have the WB playing on my laptop. I could watch. Totally still forgot about it. Yeah, so it is kind of cool that a catcher won.
First time ever.
The home run derby, and you said you had money on him too.
Yeah. Put nothing crazy. Put a little 5 spot on him. Got 21 in return. I kind of spread the money around, but yeah, put money on him and won. And I mean, it was cool. It was cool to watch. I definitely thought it was cool. I think he was the first one since Ken Griffey Jr. to win it as well as a Mariner, alongside being the first catcher ever to win it. So that was neat. It was cool to watch.
Yeah, definitely cool to see a catcher. When's the last time a catcher was in the home run derby? Do we know this?
You know what? I looked it up last night over some beers, so forgive me. My memory will not serve me correctly, but there was only a handful over the last decade.
Yeah.
It was like maybe 3 or 4, if I remember. And I'm trying to remember the names.
So you mentioned Cal Raleigh is the first catcher to ever win the home run derby.
Yep. Yeah.
So we do know that. Other catchers that have participated: Mike Piazza, that's kind of obvious. Javi Lopez, Joe Mauer.
I remember the Joe Mauer one.
And I think that one was in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right, because I remember the crowd going crazy for him.
Yeah, so those are just some of the catchers' names that were in the home run derby throughout the years. And then Cal Raleigh, the first one to win it, leading the majors, by the way, in home runs at the All-Star break with 32, which is crazy.
Yeah, right now he's tied with Maris, I believe, at this point of the season.
Yeah, so that's pretty crazy.
No, I'm sorry. It was Mantle. It was Mickey Mantle tied at this point. Sorry.
Okay. What I'm also not watching is, I don't know if you've seen this story about Teddy Bridgewater. It's kind of shameful. He was suspended from his position. He coaches high school now in Miami. Miami Northwestern newspaper reported that he was suspended, and it's crazy why he was suspended, because he was using his own money to get kids Lyft, Ubers, to get them to and from school, to and from practice, stuff like that, buying them food and things of that nature. And then I could understand if he was using like the school's money to do this, but he's literally using his own money, which maybe in turn is the school's money. I don't know how much they're paying him, if they're paying him at all. But yeah, that's pretty dumb for Teddy Bridgewater to get suspended. Yeah, I mean, what do you make of this? I mean, you're using your own money to help these kids out. And then he said, quote, if it comes down to it, I'll volunteer from the bleachers like I used to in 2008, 2018, 2019, when no one had a problem. They can't suspend me when I'm coaching from the bleachers. So,
yeah, no, good on Teddy Bridgewater, man. I can't believe this is even a thing. It does not make sense to me.
And it's his alma mater, too.
Right. And in such a world, too, where, I mean, countless schools and sports and, I mean, kids' activities in general that are being cut everywhere, whether it's on the art side or whether it's on the sports side or any side that I'm really forgetting. The fact that you got somebody who's willing to help out and go not only the extra mile and above the Call of Duty, but really, I mean, more than most people can afford to do. And they're kind of just, they're shitting on him. I mean, you know what I mean? I apologize, but I feel like that's what they're doing. And
hey, we're parental advisory here. So
I don't agree with it. And good on Teddy for doing his thing.
Yeah, pretty stupid for the school. And again, maybe there is some behind the scenes stuff. Maybe we only know what's being reported. I don't know, but yeah, that was bad on that school for suspending him for helping these kids out, again, out of his own pocket, which you rarely see from anybody. I know a lot of sports are expensive. I can't imagine what the price is to play football nowadays. Anyway, like you were talking about, things getting shut down, but then when you can't even afford, pads, cleats, hockey's terribly expensive to play, especially if you're a goalie. Probably the cheapest thing to play is maybe basketball. I guess all you really need is maybe a decent pair of sneakers. Baseball, you just need a mitt, maybe. Maybe a decent bat, but at that point, you're just maybe borrowing other kids' bats or other kids' whatever. So, yeah, sports that have to do with a lot of equipment that you need I can't even imagine the price now. So,
especially in bigger cities, I mean, where typically they don't have to worry. I mean, because coming from a smaller town, typically they adjust prices to what people can afford. But when you have the clientele, when you have the amount of kids that come out, frankly, you don't have to worry about that price. So I can't imagine Miami's extremely cheap on the equipment side as well.
Yeah, so shame on that school for suspending Teddy Bridgewater for helping these kids out. Wonder what the parents have to say. Like, are they okay with Teddy helping their kids out? Like, why aren't they? Maybe their parents can't afford. I don't know. There's probably a lot behind the scenes that we don't even know about. So, but good on him if what they say is true. Good on him for helping these kids out. Mark, that's all I have for not watching. Should we switch over?
I just got one, and kind of just gonna throw this out there. I don't know if I'm the only one, and it's not really out of any of spite or distaste or anything like that. But the MLB draft, I've never watched it in my life, nor do I make plans to ever watch it. I think at most I'll catch and see who the Padres drafted. But I feel like unless you've got a buddy or a family member or somebody one, how do you keep up with that? I mean, they're drafting all over the world. It's hard to keep up with those prospects. I just don't ever see the MLB draft being something where a bunch of guys will get together and say, hey, let's have some beers, we'll grill and watch.
Yeah. Never watched it either. Doesn't baseball have two drafts, I feel like? They have like a first-year draft and then the main draft that I think I don't know. I thought there was two separate drafts, and then, I mean, almost like 90% of the dudes are filtered into the minors all over the place. And the only name that obviously I recognized was Ethan Holiday because his dad played in Colorado. His son plays his other son plays in the majors as well, Jackson Holiday. So I guess that's kind of cool that the poorly shit-run Rockies are just keeping the Holiday tradition like that. And so yeah, that's the only name I recognized. And they showed baseball showed the 2010 draft, and it was like completely stacked. It was like Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, I think was in there somewhere, Troy Tulowitzki. I mean, that draft was completely stacked. And now obviously, 15 years later, we're going to know those names, but the names now, but if they're somewhat of a college star, college baseball, I feel like is not nearly like college football or college basketball, where the guys. The College World Series isn't nearly as hyped up or promoted as the NCAA tournament or March Madness or the national championship. So a lot of these guys, like you said, unless you know somebody somewhere, you're not going to know really any of these names.
Right. And it's funny that you bring up Holiday, because I think there was a handful of big leaguers kids that went in there. Like one of Mark McGwire's sons went in there. Matt Leader's son went in there. Jeff Kent's son went in there. There was a couple more I'm missing, but even then, honestly, I wouldn't have known if ESPN didn't highlight them in an article. And like you said, and that's a huge point, where even in softball, women's softball, they don't market baseball and softball, those World Series, in my opinion, nearly as well. I mean, hell, they don't, in my opinion, they don't show the MLB regular season nearly as well. So, I mean, I feel like with blackouts still happening and having to go through 4 different platforms to try and watch one team, it doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, that's that, like that. And like you said, I mean, they're all over the world and all these different colleges that you just can't keep up with like you can in NCAA football or basketball.
Yeah. So again, I never watched it. Obviously not nearly as big as the NFL draft or the NBA draft, for that matter. Same with hockey. There's just so many guys going so many different places from so many different parts of the world too, and then you get funneled into the their minor league system too. So I think it is different, because basketball, it's really only the majors you're going to get drafted to, and then you can get sent down to the G League for some developmental stuff. Same with, I guess, football. You got 53 spots to fill. You could make it. You might not see the field at all in one season unless there's like a blowout or a preseason or something like that. And then I guess you have a chance to prove your name in like is it called the UFL now? You kind of have a chance to latch on maybe there and then get noticed. A lot of guys are coming over from that league after making their name over there. So yeah, I mean, when there's not as many places to funnel these guys into like a minor league system, like basketball and football, you're going to know their names a little bit more. But also, like we said, those college sports are hyped up way more than a baseball or a hockey call. The Frozen Four, everybody knows the name, but nobody knows when it's on or who's playing, and nothing like that.
Right. And and even if they do get drafted, like I've known a couple of guys that were drafted, and one, shout out Danny Wachanski. Danny got drafted, and then he showed up day one, and they didn't like his MRI, and they sent him away. And he had the Yankees doctor work on his stuff. Got picked up again, and once again turned away because of an MRI. Started playing on the DR and the winter leagues, and where there's huge names playing there. So I mean, unless you're following guys like Danny, you're going to lose him in the midst of all the different leagues to play. You got the Mexican leagues, the DR. I mean, you've got all, and that's not counting what they do overseas. So, I mean, it's extremely hard to follow baseball when it comes to prospects.
Yeah, so I guess the same. Not watching the MLB draft, but I guess it is exciting for some. So good luck to all the guys who were selected. All right, now should we turn our attention to what we are watching these days?
More fulfilling list.
There you go. You want to kick it off?
Yeah, and kind of just touch on what we already kind of spoke about. I was definitely watching the home run derby last night. I watched Jazz Chisholm completely fail, but absolutely all smiles afterwards with his only 3 home runs. Good for him for stepping out of his comfort zone. A lot of people were talking trash on him, but good on him. like I said, Cal Raleigh having his dad pitch and his little brother catch while he was, smacking the hell out of it. I think that was fun to watch. O'Neal Cruz hitting a 513 bomb. I mean, hitting the parking lot. I think that's all good fun. I think it was good. Home run derby, Pat McAfee and Ty getting to announce the players at the beginning. I think that was fun. And I'm going to be watching the All-Star game later on. So it's going to be good fun for me. I think that I'm a National League fan, obviously, but I don't, for whatever reason, we cannot beat the AL. They got a good lineup. And I got a couple extras to watch. Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis, Adam and Suarez from our bullpen made it as well. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's fun. It's one of my favorite times. One of my favorite All-Star festivities to watch.
Yeah, and we always bring this up when most All-Star weeks or weekends happen is who has the best All-Star game, and it's probably baseball by far, in my opinion. There's you have to play defense. Like, you just can't really let the ball go by you. You have to hit the ball. You really can't just stand there and strike out. And then I equate, Mark, the home run derby to like the dunk contest. Like, the dunk contest has lost its shine over the years. I get, there's only so much. Everybody's tried everything. There's only so much ways to dunk a basketball. But then you look at the home run derby. There's literally only one way to hit a home run. But their home run derby is so by far the best, like, side activity in an All-Star game. I'm almost thinking like a 3-point contest is getting better than the dunk contest. And dunks is flashy and stuff like that, hype up and jumping over cars and jumping over, rhinoceroses and whatever. It's just so watered down now. I don't know what it is. Again, guys are trying to be creative, but when you literally have like a 5'8" white dude who hasn't even touched the floor on an NBA court win like the last 3, like, what is that saying? Like, everyone says, like, why isn't LeBron participating? Like, he hasn't participated, and they're blaming him for ruining the dunk contest because he's never participated.
Right.
Jordan did like one, maybe 2. Kobe, did he do 1? A lot of these big names don't do them. I don't know if they want. They don't want to risk like a freak injury like me, in dunk contest.
Going up and down.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think it is? Same with hockey. The All-Star game, they're just trying so many different things. They tried the East versus West. They're trying like backyard school picking guys. And I like what the WNBA did last year, Mark. That was cool. It was the All-Stars versus the Olympians.
I like that.
That was cool. The NBA has thrown out, let's do America versus the world, stuff like that. So I guess they're trying to think of different ideas to get some new creative things in there. But why is baseball literally only one way to play, one thing to do, to hit the ball and catch the ball? But it's still the best All-Star couple days that are in professional sports. What is it?
I want to before I answer that, I want to touch on one thing. I will say the NHL might have figured it out with the Battle of the Countries, bringing that back. I mean, if they can find a way to keep that going, I think that'll be something we will never get tired of, like baseball. And I think baseball, I think it's just a dude thing. I mean, if you think about it, like, watch, every time we see a video where some guy's going to throw a rock in a puddle, usually 98% of the guys are going to stop and watch that whole video through. If your buddy picks up a rock and he throws it real far, usually 98% of their buddies are going to stand there and watch it till it lands. I think it's a dude thing. You hit something real far, we're going to stand there and watch it till it lands. I think it's America's pastime. It's a dude thing. We're like, whoa. And you can do it 100 times over. We're still going to be like, damn, that's good shit. Give me a beer, dude. That was good.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And like Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux said, chicks dig the long ball.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, I mean, it's just so crazy. There's literally only one way to do it. And it's still by and far the best home run derby I'm talking about, best side activity to an All-Star game. And then in basketball, you have the skill challenge, 3-point contest. What I like what the NBA or WNBA did 2 years ago, they did Sabrina Ionescu versus Steph Curry. That was awesome. And then the last year they were talking about, well, let's do twos. Let's do Sabrina and Caitlin Clark versus Steph Curry and insert name here. I don't know, another good 3-point shooter off the top of my head, but team them up. Let's do boys versus girls, something like that. I mean, I give them credit for trying, but still, it's just everyone's waiting. No one's waiting for what they see the change is going to be. Everyone's waiting to see, let's see how they fail this year.
I do agree, and I think to beat that, you have to beat that mindset. I mean, if you think about it, what the WNBA and NBA started doing is, I mean, how many times have we heard, the females, say that they could, beat this guy or that guy, and whether you believe it or not, it's something you'd like to see, and I think that's something that they could tap into, that creativity, and I think that's, as a sport, I mean, as any sport, you got to do. I mean, look at how much of a joke the NFL stuff has come with the Pro Bowl. I mean,
I didn't even get into the Pro Bowl. Yeah,
it's a joke. I don't even bother with it.
They're talking about just like, I mean, I called it flag football 10 years ago, and now it is literally flag
football. It's so true.
I mean, back in the late 90s, Mark, these dudes were playing hard, and it was, remember, they put it. It was after the Super Bowl, and guys were still playing hard. And then they were like, well, let's move it in front of the Super Bowl. More people will watch it. And then they just took away the hitting. Nobody plays defense. Like, it's all bad. I would say baseball figured it out, but there was nothing to figure it out because they never had to change. The one thing I did like, though, about baseball is when they added in, when they added in the home field advantage of the World Series, I like that part. And I get it. I get it. Some weak ass pitcher for the Rockies sitting in the bullpen doesn't really care if the National League wins because he's not freaking touching the World Series. But still, I mean, it gives more incentive for these guys to play hard.
Oh, agree. And even though I mean, come on, growing up as a Padres fan, I can tell you how many times we weren't involved in any big games. 15 years. Anyways, we still had our all-stars along the way. And I guarantee you, with that incentive, even if you're on, some punk ass team, you're going to be in that dugout next to the guys who are winning. And you've been in those teams before, even in kick around stuff, you play on those teams and it's like, hey, we can do this. And then it's contagious. You get a part of it. Now everybody's into it. I mean, back in, I think it was 98 when Tony Yuen came sliding in at home to win that All-Star game. You know what I mean? It's those kind of players become contagious where everybody wants to play at that level in an All-Star game because it's for fun. Everybody's joking around and having fun, but at the same time, it's fun to be great at the same time. You know what I mean? Wasn't
there somebody else in was it Pete Rose in an All-Star game who literally bulldozed over the catcher?
I want to say right. I want to say it was Pete Rose right there at home.
I mean, that's when nobody gave an F anyway. They're just like in the 80s, they're just like, we're just trucking people over.
We're balling out. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I think that's where baseball, I mean, like you said, there was nothing to figure out, but you put guys together with somebody who has something to play for and it becomes contagious. Everybody wants to be great.
Yeah, and it was the 1970 All-Star game when Pete Rose did that to Ray Fosse, and I think that ended his career, unfortunately. But I mean, sorry, Ray, but we want to see that.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, but it would be nice. It would be refreshing, and I think that's why it's so easy to cling on to some of these athletes that are coming out. CC being one of them. When Tatis first started coming out, getting hot, Ellie De La Cruz, in football. You got a bunch of guys that come out and play hard. It's like that's relatable. Even though I can't play at that level, I do play my heart out when I do play, and that's what I like to see. I want you guys to work as hard as I'm cheering on for you. You know what I mean?
If the Pro Bowl brought what Pete Rose did in 1970. If somebody did that in the Pro Bowl today, everyone would love it.
15 yards of fine, not welcome back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're not able to be vote. And then that's the other aspect of the All-Star games I don't really like is how I get it. You want the fans involved, and I bring this up again every time there's an All-Star game around the corner. You know, it was back in when Yao Ming was playing. Literally was injured the entire season, Mark. But there's 90 billion people in China who voted for it, and he got voted as a starter. Like hadn't touched the court once that season, and he was like that's the one part I don't like. Yeah, you want to give the fans a percentage of vote and stuff like that, but it really honestly should be voted on by peers, coaches. I don't know about writers because sometimes the writers suck at voting for Hall of Fame and stuff like that. But I get giving the fans a vote, make them feel involved. But stuff like that, where when people are getting in, and I almost hate to bring up Caitlin Clark, but she's missed 9 games. She's missed 9 of the first 22 games, and she had over 2.4 million votes, like shattered her own record that she set last year. Right. And obviously she's come back and she's playing now before the All-Star game, and she was voted a captain. But stuff like that is when players are injured. I don't even think you should be able to vote for them until they come back, if they come back before an All-Star game is taking place.
I agree. I think that has ruined the integrity of some. I mean, I'm trying to think of who it was. Was it Shohei last year that was injured? I mean, I know he was still batting, but because he beat the stolen base record and everything else, and there was like an uproar of why wasn't he pitching or something like that. I was like, so you're telling me you voted him on as a pitcher, knowing well that he's only been batting because he got the 50 home runs and the 50 stolen base or whatever it was, and it's like. He had that aspect of the game. He's been out for a year and a half. Like, what are we doing? What are we voting for?
Yeah, it's crazy. yeah, it's just that aspect I don't really like either. All right, Mark, what else are you watching?
I'm excited about it. I know you don't touch on this topic too much. UFC 322, Dustin Poirier's last fight, Max Holloway. This is their 3rd fight together. Both of them are warriors. Max Holloway is one of the, if not the best boxers in the MMA, and I'm excited. This is going to be a fun card. It's right in Louisiana, right in New Orleans, where Dustin Poirier is from, and I think this is a beautiful way to send him out. I can't wait. This is, like I said, it's going to be a war. One of Max Holloway's last fight was against Gaethje. He said, "Last 10 seconds, let's exchange." Knock Gaethje out with like 5 seconds left on the clock, which I hated seeing, but I'm a huge fan of both. Kevin Holland's going to be fighting Dan Ige, Paulo Costa. I mean, this is a great card. I can't wait. This is definitely where I'm going to be Saturday night.
I was just about to ask him. That's this weekend.
Yep. Can't wait. And like I said, what better way to set them off? And this is called the baddest motherfucker belt is what it's called. And Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier, one of them's going to get it. And Max Holloway holds it right now. So exciting stuff.
There you go. So stay tuned Saturday night. And I'm sure you will touch up more on it on Back to the Drawing Board as well. So catch that Saturdays into Sundays as well. All right, last thing I'm watching, just touched on it just a little bit, the WNBA All-Star Game. I know they're doing captains and stuff like that. They picked their teams already, picked their coaches. They traded coaches, which is kind of weird. Of course, Caitlin Clark getting a lot of crap for that because why not? Let's just shovel all the crap on her. They did announce, she just announced, Mark, that she's joining the three-point contest this year. So that's going to be fascinating. She joins Sonia Citrone, who I love as well. Alicia Gray from Atlanta. Sabrina's back in it. And Kelsey Plum from LA. So that is your three-point shootout contestants for the WNBA. That's going to be this Friday night. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited for that. And then the skills challenge participants were announced as well. Natasha Cloud from New York, Skylar Diggins from Seattle, Alicia Gray, once again from Atlanta, Erica Wheeler from Seattle, and Courtney Williams from Minnesota. So those are your skills challenge and 3-point challenge as well. And then, of course, the All-Star Game is going to take place in Indianapolis. So people are going to be fired up in Indy. Caitlin Clark, where she plays, 3 Indiana Fever on Caitlin Clark's team. She picked Aaliyah Boston first. Aaliyah Boston is starting. I'm excited for this. Like I said, last year's was so good. It was the All-Stars versus the Olympians, and the All-Stars actually took down the Olympians. Obviously, they were okay because they ended up winning the gold medal anyway. But the 3-point contest skills challenge is Friday. I'm excited for the 3-point contest, Mark. Again, you obviously don't have a dunk contest in the WNBA, but the 3-point skills should be fun, especially like Caitlin Clark and Sabrina.
And Caitlin, you know what? I mean, she shoots them from the parking lot, basically. So that's going to be fun within itself. I can't wait. That's definitely on my watch list. I did have that on my list, and it should be a fun time. I think this is the best time for the WNBA, and I think people need to start catching on.
Yeah. So it's going to be a fun time. And yeah, that's why I'm kind of repping.
Let's go.
Kind of repping CC. Plays here in just a short while as well. Fever will get going. I think their last game before the All-Star break as they take on the Connecticut Sun. We'll see if there's still any bad blood remaining. They haven't played Connecticut since the old Marina Mabry tackle and J.C. Sheldon scuffle. Sophie Cunningham pulling the hair. They haven't played each other since that time. This is in Indiana this time, so we will see what – it was actually in Indiana last time too. So we will see what goes down, how the fans interact with Connecticut as well. I'm just double-checking because I could be 100% wrong that it's in Indiana. But, no, it's in Connecticut. So we'll see how Caitlin Clark is received up in Boston. So that'll be interesting.
And they need to hire extra security for her. As much as they let go on that poor girl, they better hire some UFC fighters to protect her.
And by the way, kind of touching on what to watch, I don't know if you saw the first pro matchup between Paige Beckers and CC the other day. It was back and forth to start the game, and then Indiana just kind of pulled away and really never looked back. I think, they won by 19 points. Paige did have a good game, 21 points. CC double, 14 points, 13 assists, and also a career high 5 steals. And they, of course, they throw in only 2 turnovers. Like, okay, Paige Beckers had 5 turnovers. If you can, and I like Paige, but I just hate how they're already pinned up against each other. It's not fair. And I think I'm first to step up to the line to defend CC, but they're like, Paige is already better than CC. I'm like, yeah, well then why did CC take her team to the playoffs her rookie year? And Dallas is still trash, by the way.
Well, and the other thing too is, and we were kind of talking about on Sunday, they call it the Paige effect, and I like Paige Beckers too, but she had so many more open shots. The screens that were set up for her, but most of her points, if I'm being honest, in the second half were kind of, who cares points. So the screens that were set up, she had a good 2-3 steps in front of her, first defender. And look, once again, not coming at her by any means. I am a Paige Beckers fan as well, but it's just not the same. You know what I mean? It's not the same.
She's not guarded nearly the way that Caitlin Clark is guarded. Let's just put that out there. I wanted to ask you this because we said there's no dunk contest, obviously, in the WNBA All-Star weekend, but I don't know if you heard what Shaq said. Shaq said the WNBA has everything. It's got skill, it's got playmaking, it's got everything, fast breaks and stuff like that. He goes, but if you lower the rim just a touch, so all the game is missing is dunks. If you lower the rim just enough to let some of these girls dunk, you would even get more eyes on the sport. Do you agree with Shaq? Do you want to see that happen? Or do you kind of like the? I mean, I was going to say, do you kind of like the botched layups Because it's not only Angel Reese who misses bunnies. Let's face it. A lot of these girls, miss a lot of layups. But do you agree with Shaq? I mean, would you like to see that?
I do, and I want to do it in a way where it doesn't affect the regular jump shot, where it turns into everybody making it. But I think that would be exciting to see, and in all honesty, I think it would force a new way of defending the bucket in women's basketball. I think it would be good all around, defense and offense. Get a few more alley oops, hooping and hooping. Let's get at it.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen like more Brittany Griner dunks on it because she's 6'9". I would imagine it's pretty easy for her, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, so I just wanted to throw that out to you because Shaq mentioned that. I don't know when he said that, but it kind of got me thinking like, yeah, and like you said, if you lower it too much or mess with it too much, you almost have to rework your shot. So you don't want to see that happen either.
Right.
So we shall see. I don't think it's been any kind of like official discussion within the NBA, but that has been making its way around the I guess the inner circle of NBA people. And also we mentioned the two new teams that are starting next year, the Toronto Tempo, which I really don't like the name, but have you seen Portland? They just announced their logo. They just announced their name. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it yet. No.
So I am attempting to upload a picture, but yeah, I mean the Toronto Temp. Even if you look at their logo, it is. You just kind of look at it and you're like, meh. But it is cool that again two teams are starting. I don't know why I can't find it, but it is pretty cool. I'm gonna try my hardest to find it here, or to at least get it on the screen.
Well, kind of just touching back on the All-Star game and moving the rim. I also think, just thinking about it, I also think if you think about it defensively, if we do lower that rim, just a touch, not only is it going to change the way that you defend the bucket, but it's also going to force, your big girls to be big centers and play in a big way. And I almost fear for Caitlin Clark even more. That might turn into a very, very physical down low game. And like I say, like we've talked about before, these referees haven't been at their best when it comes to making the right call and making the right call on time.
Yeah, and then Golden State's coach last night, she was on record as saying, how do you let a game come down to free throws and stuff like that? It was a back and forth game too last night between Golden State and Phoenix. So here's Portland's logo, as they're going to be called the Portland Fire Mark. So there you go. I'm sure there's some inner workings between, and I think that was the name of, I want to say like their old soccer team that they had years back, but they're going to be called the Portland Fire. And then the Toronto Tempo, they came out with their name basically as soon as it was announced that Toronto was getting a team. And I saw you shake your head at the Fire. You might fall out of your chair with the Toronto Tempo.
Oh no!
Yeah, that may be a second grade like computer graphics course right there.
Could you imagine showing up to the graphic design committee and be like, yeah, so I got this. Like, where's security? Get this one out of here.
But I have a badge. Get out. Yeah. The Fire is not bad. I actually like the Fire logo, but again, the name maybe I think it is like of an old soccer. If I'm not mistaken, Mark, it is named after another team that used to be in Portland a while back. Not WNBA, obviously, but I think it was a soccer team, something like that. And then Toronto Tempo, yeah, it's needs some work.
Yeah, and the colors, not a fan of that. It looks like remember like Tecmo Bowl or like the old NHL games with some of those colors on the screen. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, so there you go. Those are the two logos that we'll be seeing next year. So it's going to be interesting how Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia come out with their logos. But if Cleveland and Detroit go back to the names that they used to have, maybe a logo won't be as hard to come up with. So we will see.
The bar wasn't
by the way, I saw names, like potential names for the Philadelphia franchise, and I did like the Philadelphia Liberty Bells. I did like that one.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's clean.
So
and you can do so much with the colors.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, let's shift our focus here to end the show, where we talk everything entertainment. We had some homework over this last week. Mark, you were destined to watch Red Dawn, whether it was the remake of the original. We'll leave that up to you. And I was to watch Animal House. So I don't know if you want to start. You wanted me to start?
I want you to start because you've never seen Animal House all the way through. You were saying, so let's start there.
Yeah. So first off, I maybe this is a hot take or just my opinion, but I don't really think it holds up.
Oh no!
I don't know though. It's just one of those slapstick comedies. By the way, I know these dudes and gals are all supposed to be in college. They all look like they're like 30 something.
Yeah. Maybe I forgot to warn you about that.
And maybe that is part of it. Belushi literally only had I think he only literally said 10 words the entire film.
Pitbull was my favorite.
Yeah, well, my favorite scene, the scene where I actually chuckled at is when the dude shot the horse or fake shot or didn't mean to shoot the horse, and they were just all of them were like, oh shit. That was probably the funniest part of the movie. But I mean, it was funny. Yeah, it had its moments and stuff like that. Definitely not a family movie. I wasn't expected to see nudity. Wasn't expecting that. I don't think Belushi was either. That's why he fell off the ladder. By the way, spoilers ahead. I know this movie was made in 1978, but definitely some spoilers here. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was okay. It was fine. I probably not a rewatchable movie if I'm being honest with you. Maybe if it's on a channel somewhere, I might pause. Directed by Frank Oz, I forgot the director's name, by the way. I think it is Frank Oz. Or was he just in a I'm trying to think now, but it's a popular director who directed a lot of movies during that time. Blues Brothers obviously comes to mind. Another John Belushi. I did watch Blues Brothers right after Animal House, Mark, because it's right next to Animal House on the old algorithm. So that's
nice.
That's what I saw. But I will say, yeah, it had its moments. It was funny here and there. It had that one dude. I forgot his name. He's been in a lot of movies. He's one of those guys you see in almost every movie. Just couldn't tell you his name. He was his girlfriend cheated on him with the Is that Donald Sutherland, by the way?
I want to say yes. It's been so long since I want to say it's Donald Sutherland. Yeah.
Is the teacher? Yeah, she cheated on that guy with Donald Sutherland, who's the teacher. So it was okay. Yeah, it was here. It had a good little soundtrack to it. John Landis was the director, by the way. He directed a lot of movies during that time, as I mentioned. A lot of movies, obviously, with John Belushi, as I mentioned, Blues Brothers and stuff like that. So yeah, that was my take on it.
Well, I'm a little disappointed you didn't enjoy it more, but I do get it because, I mean, especially movies growing up in the movies now, and if you've never seen it from way back when, I guess it's not really gonna blow your socks off. It is pretty dumb funny, but no, it's I'm a big Belushi fan too, and I thought the ladder scene and the horse scene was funny as well.
Yeah, and it was Donald Sutherland, by the way. I know he came on the screen and I was like, that's a young, still old-looking Donald Sutherland. All right. All right, you were to watch Red Dawn. I know you've seen it already, but what do you got?
So I went and I watched both just because. So I mean, this might be a hot take. I don't know. Maybe other people feel the same. Maybe they don't. But I've always felt, no matter what it is, a remake will never be as good as the original. And it's not has nothing to do with the actors or anything. Like I'm the same way with songs. When artists redo songs as well, I'm just a you leave well enough alone kind of guy. But I watched both. Starting with the old one, obviously a classic. Patrick Swayze, Charlie Sheen, a couple other big names in there. I think this is something that every red-blooded American has thought about. Oh, if this happens, dude, I'm gonna be the Wolverines. So that's pretty cool. I think compared to the new one, I like the new one, how they adjusted with the times. Obviously, not to get anything political, but with the North Korea stuff, and North Korea was the one to invade instead of the Russians and the Cubans in the old one. Josh Peck in the new one, I think I like Josh Peck. As corny of an actor as he grew up to be, I think he did some great work in his adult life. I think this was one of those movies with Hemsworth being the older brother. Spoiler. What I like, so I love the old one. The old one's my favorite. The soundtrack, if you, I don't even know what to call it, a soundtrack. It's more like dark and ominous tones, but it's that eerie, adventurous, almost triumphant, but scary tones that the original has, that I think kind of suited the entire scenery well. The new one, I think it was great with the modern times. You get to know the entire group, whereas in the old one, the group kind of came out in different scenes. Really, they only progressed just a few of the characters. In this one, they progressed most of the group. I hate how in the old one everybody dies except for two. Once again, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I think one of the scenes that I hate to love and love to hate at the same time is when the older brother in the new one gets shot. Him and his brother just finally starting to see eye to eye, walks down the damn wrong hallway, shot in the head, and that was it. Josh Peck, like I said, doing a really good job. It was also one of my favorites where in the old one, the pilot crashes and then he kind of just helps them create havoc on the enemy, where this one, these guys have made such a name for themselves that, some Navy SEALs sought them out to help them, do work. So, and then in the new one, not everyone dies. I mean, yeah, you're going to have a few die, but not everyone dies, and they live to spread the message and get a bigger group. You know what I mean? So I think, and then my favorite line, and it was in the old one, it was towards the beginning of the movie when everybody wants to go back into the town after they just got invaded. Dumbest idea in the world, but everybody wanted to go right back. And Patrick Swayze kind of, puts the one kid in his place, and he's like, "You guys are all a bunch of scared kids. That's all you are, a bunch of scared kids." And they were like, "Well, what's that make you?" And he goes, "Alone, I guess." And then Charlie Sheen, his little brother Matty walks up to him, and then they kind of like take it for what it is. So those are my favorites, and those are my takes on that thing. And yeah, dude, that's one of the few that I will say that the remake was damn near just as good as the original.
All right, yeah. So I hadn't seen either movie before we started this week's assignment. So if you had to pick one, though, if we're gonna pin them up against each other, which one are you picking? And mine too, since you've seen all of them.
Out of all three of them, I think I'm gonna go the new Red Dawn. What about you?
All right.
Well, you said you didn't see him.
Yeah, I haven't seen him, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, the new Red Dawn, just because, like I said, I really like what they did with it.
By the way, the guy I was thinking about, his name is Peter Riger. Go ahead and look him up. He's been in so much stuff. He was in The Mask, obviously, Animal House. I thought he was in more. He was in Dad's, A Good Wife, One Tree Hill, some episodes there. I mean, he's got literally 191 films, 191 credits, we'll say. So he's been in a lot of stuff. Traffic, Bojangles. He was in Sopranos. 6 episodes. I literally just watched that. Don't even remember him in that. So yeah, he's been in a lot of. If you look him up, he will look super familiar. Also, a young Kevin Bacon in the movie as well.
See, that's what we'll have to do. We'll call it the actors you know, but you don't know starter pack. He's definitely on that list.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not really looking for him, you might not even know that's Kevin Bacon, to be honest, because it was. I know he has got like that distinct look, but still, if you're not really looking for him, you might miss him. That's all I'm saying.
Fair.
There you go. All right, are we ready to get into this week's Let's Check the Cine Files? Again, super weird.
I blame the Diddy files. That's probably
yeah. Diddy definitely ruined this for all of us involved. As we get the right screen on here. All right, Mark, you spun last week. What do you want to do this week? Well, you spun first last week, I should say.
No, I had you spin first, remember, because you that thing put you through hell.
All right, so am I spinning first again?
Yeah, just because you were the one let down. I think the one that's let down should spin first for sure.
All right, here we go. All right, we got movies again, so still on movies. We will see what genre now we are going to get here. So let's spin the genre wheel. Comedy again, or is it comedy again? Comedy again.
Here for some laughs.
Share a few laughs. All right, so I did take Animal House off the list because that has been taken so far. So we got a few on here. Let's see what I'm destined to watch this week, Mark.
Airplane.
Ooh, another oldie. Again, Mark, I will say, never watched it all the way through.
Same. I've seen bits and pieces, so I'm with you on that.
And this is honestly kind of what I was hoping for some stuff I've never seen before, to get a good gauge on it. So all right, I am to watch Airplane this week. So there we go. That is my assignment. All right, Mark, let me know and we will spin your wheel. That sounded also almost as bad as Cinephiles.
There's no getting out of it.
Oh, same thing. You were watching a movie this week.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Let's see what genre.
All right, let's go to genres. I don't know what to do if we watch the same movie?
That is a good question.
We didn't think that far ahead. All right, so you're a comedy as well. Let's see what you got. If it lands on Airplane, I'm leaving.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh goodness.
Well, if it isn't the repercussions of our own actions.
All right, what do you want? I mean, do you want to do this or do you want to respin? We can give you a respin.
Yeah, let's respin. I think that's the fairest.
All right. If it lands on it again, or do you want to just respin genres? Do you want to
let's respin genre? Yeah, let's respin genre. Just
again, if this lands on all the same things again, literally, I'm leaving.
Oh no. Oh no.
All right, so we're back on comedy. All right. All right. Maybe we should just take Airplane off the list because I got to watch it anyway. All right, here we go.
Do we bother?
Oh gosh.
All right.
There you go, Mark. There is your assignment.
Sergeant Bilko. I have seen this one of my favorite Steve Martin films, but the plus side is I haven't watched it in it's been a lot of years, so I'm excited. This is gonna be fun.
I've never seen that movie. So, yeah, I mean, just a bunch of crap I've never seen before. Which again, I'm glad is happening because get to watch some new stuff, not the same old stuff that I've seen before. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous that I've gotten 2 weeks in a row. I've gotten things that I've seen, but you know, it is also kind of fun because I get to look at it in a different light. I'm looking for different things instead of just, you know, just staring at a screen. So that's gonna be fun.
All right, so Mark is destined to watch Sergeant Bilko, and I am destined to watch Airplane. As we had a respin, we have some controversy in there, so
Some drama.
some drama with the wheel spin. But that is what we will bring to you next week. Once again, don't forget to like all of our socials: Facebook, X, Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Elevation 5280 Sports Life or at 5280 Sports Life is most of the handles on there. You can follow Mark on Instagram, me, and don't forget to subscribe or like or whatever you do with Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music as well. And go check out our home base, e5280sports.com. Everything is up there. Catch Pro Wrestling Daily with Andre as he drops pods Monday through Friday. Catch Between the Lines with Lindsey Bebo as well. And then Rashad Mitchell posts a new blog every week as well. So that's all on e5280sports.com. Mark, any final thoughts before we get on out of here?
Nope. Had a blast, and we'll fix that. We'll fix that wheel. So working out the kinks.
Yeah, this is like the fourth week of us working out the kinks. But yeah, that pesky wheel. Yeah. I almost say we just delete the one that we get automatically or something like that. But
might have to be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully one day we'll have full production on these segments as well. But thank you for joining us, tuning in, however you're consuming us. That sounded bad as Citisfile too, but hey, it's too late. We're live. We're not editing anything. So that's going to have to do it for us here on the mark, when on the mic. Mark Saxton, Michael Spillane. We will talk to you next week.